Welcome to my expat stories. Ever have a fantasy you'd never admit to? Mike did. 49, factory supervisor, Leeds, divorced. In Angeles City with his girlfriend Leah. She was different, open-minded, adventurous. Month 2. She suggested something, casually, over drinks, like it was normal. A threesome. With her friend. He couldn't believe his luck. This beautiful woman, wanting to bring another woman in. For him. For them. She introduced Kris, her friend from Manila. Attractive, younger. The anticipation built for a week. Then it happened. His place. The three of them. Best night he'd ever had. Or so he thought. If you've ever let the wrong head make decisions, hit that subscribe and like button. This one's brutal. Here's Mike. Right, I'm not proud of this. Not proud of any of it. But I'm going to tell you anyway because, I don't know, maybe it'll stop someone else being as stupid as I was. Maybe it won't. Either way, here it is. I'm Mike, 49, from Leeds. Worked factory floor for 28 years. Automotive parts. Supervisor last 10. Divorced 8 years now. Ex-wife Sharon got the house. I got my pension and a 1-bedroom flat in Headingley. We've got a daughter, Chloe. She's 22, lives in Manchester. Graphic designer. Does well. We talk maybe once a month. She's busy. I get it. I took early retirement package last year. Redundancies happening. Voluntary buyout. 50,000 quid. Not massive, but enough. Enough to think, what am I doing? Working till I'm 65 to die alone in Leeds watching Match of the Day? And nah. I've been reading about Philippines. Blokes my age. Going there, living cheap. Bit of sun, bit of life. Why not? I went to Angeles City. I know what Angeles City is. Walking Street, the bars, the girls. I'm not daft, but it's also cheap. English everywhere. Expats, community, and yeah, the women. I'm not going to lie about why I went. I'm 49, divorced, bit lonely, bit bored. And Philippines women are. They're nice to you. They make you feel, I don't know, wanted, that's it. Wanted. I met Leah at a bar on Walking Street, not working, just there with friends. I was having a beer. She was at the next table. We started chatting. Funny, smart, 28, beautiful, long dark hair, smile that lit up the whole bloody room, and she was talking to me. Then we started seeing each other. Regularly. She had a flat in Angeles, worked odd jobs, marketing, she said, online stuff. I didn't ask too many questions. Didn't want to know if the answer was something I wouldn't like. She seemed normal, like an actual girlfriend. Not a transaction. Not a bar thing. Just a woman I was seeing who happened to live in Philippines and happened to be 20 years younger and happened to be way out of my league but somehow interested in me. The sex was incredible. Enthusiastic. Passionate. Things Sharon never did. Never wanted to do. Leah was adventurous. That's the word. Adventurous. Made me feel young, made me feel alive. Like I wasn't just some divorced bloke from Leeds counting down to pension age. I was. I don't know, someone worth wanting, someone exciting. Someone who could still pull a beautiful woman half his age. I know how that sounds. I know. But when you're 49 and divorced and the last woman who touched you was your ex-wife 3 years ago during a reconciliation attempt that lasted 2 weeks. When you're that, when you're me, beautiful 28-year-old who wants to sleep with you feels like winning the lottery. Month 2, we're having drinks at my condo. 1-bedroom place I rented near the city. Close enough to Walking Street, far enough to feel residential. We'd had a bottle of wine, talking, laughing. The aircon was humming, the smell of her perfume mixing with cigarette smoke from outside. She was wearing this dress, blue. Simple, but yeah. She looked incredible. She said something. Casual. Like she was suggesting we order takeaway. You ever think about, being with 2 women? I nearly choked on my wine, played it cool. Said, I mean, every bloke has, hasn't he? But it's just fantasy, isn't it? She smiled. That smile. Doesn't have to be. My heart started hammering. I said, what do you mean? She shrugged, like it was nothing. I've got a friend, Kris. She's visiting from Manila. She's open-minded. We've talked about it before, doing something like that, if the right guy came along. And I think maybe you're the right guy. I should have been suspicious, should have thought, why me? Why would two beautiful Filipino women want to sleep with an overweight 49-year-old factory supervisor from Leeds? But I didn't think that. I thought, bloody hell, this is happening. This is actually happening. Every fantasy I've ever had. Leah's offering it on a plate, I said, trying to sound calm. Yeah, I mean, if you're sure, if everyone's comfortable, then, yeah, I'd be interested. She leaned over, kissed me, said, I'll arrange it. She introduced us 2 days later. Coffee shop in SM City. Kris was there, 24, younger than Leah, slimmer, lighter skin, long straight hair, dressed casual, jeans, t-shirt. She seemed shy, quiet, smiled a lot but didn't say much. Leah did most of the talking, introducing us, making jokes, making it comfortable, making it seem normal. Like this was just 3 friends having coffee. Not a man in his late 40s meeting the woman who'd be part of his sexual fantasy made real. Kris spoke decent English. Not as good as Leah's, but enough. We chatted. Normal stuff. Where she was from in Manila, what she did, some office job she didn't like. She laughed at my jokes. Touched my arm once, just building comfort, building trust, making me feel like this was okay, like everyone wanted this. Like it wasn't weird or transactional or set up, it was just modern people doing modern things, adventurous people having adventurous fun. Leah suggested dinner that weekend. The 3 of us. My place, casual, see how everyone felt. If it happened, it happened. If not, no pressure. Just dinner with friends. I said yes. Obviously I said yes. Spent the rest of the week thinking about nothing else. The anticipation, the excitement, the disbelief, the fear it wouldn't happen, the hope it would. I cleaned my condo like I'd never cleaned anything. New sheets, candles, wine. Made sure I had condoms. Made sure everything was ready. Just in case. Just in preparation. Just in case. This fantasy I'd had my whole life was actually going to come true. Saturday night. They arrived together. 7 p.m. Leah in a red dress. Kris in black. Both looked stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'd cooked. Well, I'd tried to cook. Pasta. Sauce from a jar. But the effort was there. We ate. We drank. The conversation was easy. Comfortable. Leah kept touching my leg under the table. Kris kept smiling at me. This look. This knowing look. Like we all knew where this was heading. Like we were all okay with it. Like this was normal. Natural. Just 3 adults about to do something adults do. After dinner we moved to the sofa. More wine. Leah put music on. Something slow. Sensual. The lights were dim. Just a lamp in the corner. The smell of the candles I'd lit. Vanilla. The sound of the traffic outside. Horns, jeepneys. The normal noise of Angel is fading into background as my entire focus became these 2 women on my sofa, in my flat, looking at me like I was someone worth looking at. Leah kissed me first, then pulled Kris in. Then it happened. Everything I'd imagined, everything I'd fantasized about since I was a teenager. It was happening. To me, Mike from Leeds, divorced factory supervisor. It was happening. And it was. It was everything. The feel of 2 bodies, 2 sets of hands, 2 mouths, the smell of perfume and wine and sweat and sex, the sound of breathing, moaning, whispers, the taste of them, both of them. I couldn't believe it was real, couldn't believe this was my life. Even for one night, even for one perfect, impossible night. We moved to the bedroom, the 3 of us, tangled together. Hours, I don't know how many hours. Lost track. Lost everything except the sensation, the pleasure, the validation, the feeling of being wanted, being desired, being the centre of something incredible. At some point, I don't remember when, Kris had her phone out, taking photos, she said. For us, for memories. Leah laughed. Said, yeah, let's remember this. I was too, gone, too drunk, too overwhelmed, too focused on the moment to think, to question, to say maybe that's not a good idea. I didn't care. Let her take photos, let her film. Whatever. This was the best night of my life. Document it. Remember it. I wanted to remember it forever. I should have known, should have questioned why Kris was being so careful to get my face in frame. Should have wondered why she kept angling the camera. Should have been suspicious when Leah encouraged it. When Leah posed us. When Leah made sure certain acts were clearly visible on screen with my face clearly visible alongside them. But I didn't know, didn't question, didn't wonder, didn't suspect. I was just grateful, excited, living out every fantasy, every dream, every impossible scenario I'd imagined but never thought would happen. Best night of my life, I thought, lying there afterward, both of them asleep on either side of me. Best night, finally. Something good, something incredible, something mine. Next morning, my phone buzzed. Message from a number I didn't recognise. And that's when everything changed. That's when the best night of my life became the beginning of the worst 8 months. That's when I learned that fantasies have prices. And sometimes the price is everything you have. The message was from Kris, just said, "We need to talk, private. Don't tell Leah." I was still in bed, Leah on one side, Kris on the other, both asleep. Morning light coming through the blinds, the smell of last night still in the air. Sweat, sex, perfume, wine. My head was pounding. Hangover, but also confusion. Why would Kris message me privately? Why not tell Leah? I got up, went to the bathroom, splashed water on my face. The cold shocking me awake. Looked at myself in the mirror. 49, overweight, bags under my eyes. What was I thinking? What were they thinking? Why would 2 women like that want to be with someone like me? But they had. Last night happened. I had the scratches on my back to prove it. The hickeys on my neck. The muscle aches in places I'd forgotten I had muscles. It happened. It was real. I messaged Kris back. "What's up?" 3 dots. Typing. My heart rate picked up. Something felt wrong. Something in my gut. That feeling you get when you know. You don't know what, but you know something's coming. Something bad. Her message came through. "I have video from last night. Very clear. Your face. Everything you did. Everything we did. All of it. HD quality." My stomach dropped. Actual dropped. Like being in a lift that's falling. I typed back. "Okay. We took photos, I know. It's fine." 3 dots again. Longer this time. "It's not fine, Mike, because I'm going to send this video to your daughter and to your Facebook friends and post it online. Unless you pay me." I read it 3 times, 4 times, trying to make the words say something different, trying to make it make sense. This was blackmail. Actual blackmail. From the woman who'd been in my bed 3 hours ago, to who I'd done everything with, who I'd trusted because Leah trusted her, because Leah brought her. Because this was supposed to be fun, fantasy, not this. Not whatever this was. I typed, hands shaking. "Is this a joke?" "No joke. I have your daughter's Facebook. Manchester. Graphic designer. Pretty girl. Would be shame if she saw her dad doing what you did last night, wouldn't it?" The panic was physical, like being underwater, like drowning. Chloe, my daughter, seeing me, seeing that, seeing her dad with 2 Filipina women, doing everything we did. She'd never speak to me again. Never. And my mates back in Leeds, the lads from the factory, Sharon, my ex, everyone. Everyone would see. Everyone would know. Everyone would judge. "How much?" I typed. £5,000. "Today. I'll send account details." £5,000. That was almost all my savings left. I'd spent the retirement package on flights, rent, setting up here, living. I had maybe 7,000 left. 5,000 was everything, almost everything. But what choice did I have? Let her send the video. Let my daughter see. Let the world see? No, I'd pay. I'd pay whatever it took to make this go away, to keep this quiet, to protect Chloe from seeing something no daughter should see. Okay, I'll transfer it. Just delete the video after. Of course. I transferred it that morning, sitting in my bathroom. Door locked, Leah and Kris still in the bedroom, still in. £5,000 from my account to account number, Kris sent. Philippines account. Some bank I didn't recognise. But I sent it. Hands trembling, sweat dripping down my back despite the aircon. The sound of my own breathing loud in my ears. The taste of panic in my mouth. Metallic. Sour. The transfer went through. I messaged her. Done, it's sent, delete the video. Received, thanks Mike. No confirmation of deletion. No proof. Just, thanks Mike, like I'd bought her lunch. Like this was normal transaction. Like I hadn't just paid £5,000 to protect my dignity, my daughter, my life. Leah and Kris left together an hour later, both cheerful, both kissing me goodbye. Leah said, "What a fun night." Kris smiled, said, "See you around Mike," like nothing had happened, like she hadn't just extorted £5,000 from me, like we were friends, like everything was fine. I sat in my empty condo, the smell of them still everywhere, on my sheets, on my skin, evidence of the best night of my life that had become the most expensive mistake I'd ever made. And I thought, it's over. £5,000. Steep price. But it's over. It's done. Videos deleted, I can move on. Forget this. Learn from this. Never be that stupid again. I was wrong. It wasn't over, it was just beginning. 3 days later. Another message. Kris again. Need another payment. 3,000 this time. I stared at the screen, read it twice, 3 times. Another payment. We had a deal. I paid. She deleted. That was the deal. That's what she said. You said you'd delete it. We had an agreement. I lied. Still have the video, still have your daughter's Facebook, still happy to send it. 3,000. Today. The panic came back. Worse this time. Because now I knew. This wasn't one payment. This wasn't going away. This was... what, forever? How long? How much? How many times would she ask? How many times would I pay? But what choice did I have? Same choice as before. No choice. Pay or face the consequences. Pay or watch my life explode. Pay or lose my daughter's respect forever. I paid. £3,000. My savings account nearly empty now. Just enough left for next month's rent. Then nothing. Then I'd be broke. Completely broke. In Philippines. No job. No income except small pension that wouldn't come for another 6 months when I turned 50. No safety net. No backup. Just broke. I told Leah that night. Had to tell someone. Couldn't carry this alone. We were having dinner at her place. Small apartment near the market. The sound of karaoke from somewhere nearby. The heat oppressive even with her fan on full blast. I said, "Kris is blackmailing me. From the other night. She filmed it. Has video. Threatening to send it to my daughter. I've paid her £8,000 already. She keeps asking for more." Leah's face. Shock. Perfect shock. Mouth open. Eyes wide. Hand to her chest. "No, Kris wouldn't. She's my friend. She wouldn't do that." I showed her the messages. All of them. The threats. The account numbers. The amounts. Everything. Leah read them. Shook her head. "I can't believe this. I can't believe she'd do this. Mike, I'm so sorry. This is my fault. I brought her. I suggested this. I'm so sorry." She hugged me. Held me. I could smell her shampoo. Cheap coconut stuff from the Sari store. Feel her heart beating against my chest. Or maybe that was my heart. Pounding. Racing. Panicking. She said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I don't know. Pay? What else can I do? I can't let her send that video. I can't let Chloe see." Leah nodded. Sympathetic, understanding. Maybe just pay until she's satisfied. Until she moves on. Sometimes that's all you can do. Just make it go away. Looking back, that should have been my clue. Make it go away. Pay until she's satisfied. Like Leah knew. Like Leah understood how blackmail worked. Like Leah had experience with this. But I didn't see it. Didn't question. Just trusted. Because she was my girlfriend. Because she seemed upset. Because she seemed supportive. Because I needed someone on my side. Someone who understood. Someone who didn't judge. She never once suggested I go to police. Never once suggested I call Kris's bluff. Never once suggested I stop paying. Just keep paying. Make it go away. Pay until she's satisfied. Month 2 of blackmail. I'd paid £18,000. Sold my car back in Leeds. Remote sale. My mate handled it. Got £3,000 for it. Sent that to Kris. Asked my brother for loan. £5,000. Made up story about medical emergency. He sent it. Guilty about lying, but what choice? Tell him truth? Tell him I'd been blackmailed after threesome with 2 Filipino women? No. Lie was easier. Lie kept my dignity. Sort of. Kris's demands were getting more frequent. Every week now. Sometimes twice a week. 2,000 here, 1,500 there. Always the same threat. Always the same video. Always the same daughter. Always the same consequences. Always the same panic. Always the same payment. I stopped sleeping. Lost weight. Not the good kind. The stress kind. The panic kind. The I'm being financially destroyed and can't tell anyone kind. The smell of my own sweat was different now. Fear sweat. Sour. Constant. No amount of showering helped. The taste in my mouth. Permanent. Metallic. Stress, the sound of my phone buzzing. Every time. Heart rate spiking. Is it her? Is it another demand? Is it the message saying she sent it anyway? Leah was supportive. Sympathetic. Helpful. She'd come over. Cook for me. Comfort me. Say it would be okay, say Kris would eventually stop. Say just hold on. Just keep paying. Just survive this. She never asked how much total. Never offered to help financially. Never confronted Kris herself. Just supported. Comforted. Encouraged me to keep paying. Keep quiet. Keep hoping it would end. Month 3. I'd paid £32,000. Borrowed from everyone I could. Called in every favour. Maxed out credit cards. Anything. Everything. Just to keep paying. Just to keep Kris quiet. Just to protect Chloe from seeing something that would destroy our relationship forever. I asked Leah once, why doesn't she stop? How much does she want? When will this end? Leah shrugged. Sad smile. I don't know, baby. I've tried messaging her. She won't respond to me anymore. I think she knows she has you. And she's just taking advantage. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. But she never sounded that sorry. Never sounded upset enough. Never sounded surprised by the next demand. Never sounded genuine, looking back. But at the time I believed her. Wanted to believe her. Needed to believe someone was on my side. Even if that someone had brought the blackmailer into my life in the first place. Month 5. £47,000 paid. I was broke, completely broke. Living on credit. Borrowing to pay rent. Borrowing to buy food. Borrowing to pay Kris. Every payment another nail. Another step toward complete financial destruction. But what choice? Stop paying and face the consequence? Let Chloe see? Let everyone know? No. Keep paying. Keep hoping. Keep praying this would end before I had nothing left. Leah suggested I just pay one big amount. Get it over with. 50,000 total. Tell Kris that's it. That's everything. After that, I've got nothing. She'll have to accept it. She'll have to stop. Because you can't get blood from a stone. Can't extort money from someone who has none. Made sense. Horrible sense. But sense. So I borrowed more. Sold everything I had back in Leeds. Furniture, TV, everything. Remote sales. My brother thought I'd lost my mind. Maybe I had. But I got the money. Got to £50,000 sent. £50,000 to Kris. To make this stop. To end this nightmare. To buy my freedom from one night's fantasy turned into 5 months of hell. I messaged her. That's it. 50,000 total. I have nothing left. Nothing. You've taken everything. It's over. She replied. Okay, Mike, we're done. Videos deleted. Thanks for being reasonable. Thanks for being reasonable. Like I'd had a choice. Like I'd been negotiating. Like I hadn't just been bled dry by someone I trusted because my girlfriend vouched for her. Because I'd been stupid enough to believe beautiful women wanted me for me. Not for what they could take. Not for what they could film. Not for what they could use. I believed her. Believed we were done. Believed the nightmare was over. Believed I could start rebuilding. Believed the worst was behind me. Then I saw them. Together. Leah and Kris. Walking down Walking Street. Laughing. Arms linked. Too comfortable. Too familiar. Too together. And I knew. I finally knew. This whole time. Leah knew. Leah was part of it. Leah had brought Kris specifically for this. The threesome was never for me. Never for fun. Never for pleasure. It was always the setup. Always the trap. Always the plan. And I'd walked right into it. Paid £50,000 for the privilege. And still didn't see it until it was too late. I followed them. Not proud of it. But I did. Kept my distance. Watched them walk into a restaurant. Sit down, order drinks, lean in close, talk, laugh, touch each other's hands across the table. The way couples do. The way people who've known each other a long time do. Not the way someone acts with the person who's blackmailing their boyfriend. Not the way you act with someone you claim you can't believe would do such a thing. I waited outside. 30 minutes. 40. The humidity wrapping around me like a wet towel. Sweat running down my back. The smell of street food from vendors nearby, grilled meat. The sound of traffic. Jeepneys. Motorbikes. Horns. Normal Angeles sounds. Normal life happening while mine was falling apart. While I was realizing everything I'd believed was a lie. They came out together. Still laughing. Kris said something. Leah threw her head back. That laugh. I knew that laugh, heard it 100 times. In my bed. At dinner. During normal couple moments. But this wasn't normal couple moment. This was something else. Something that made my stomach turn. Made my hands shake. Made me understand finally. Completely. Irreversibly. I approached them. Leah. She turned. Saw me. The smile dropped. Just for a second, then back up. But different now. Careful. Mike, what are you doing here? Kris looked at me. No surprise, no guilt. Just mild interest, like seeing an old client. Old business, nothing personal. I said. We need to talk now. Leah looked at Kris. Some signal passed between them. Kris nodded. Walked away. Just left. No goodbye, no explanation. Just gone. Like she'd done her part. Like this was Leah's problem now. We went to a cafe, sat outside. The traffic noise making privacy irrelevant. No one could overhear anyway. Too loud. Too chaotic. Too Philippines. The coffee was cheap. Tasted burnt. Didn't matter. Wasn't here for coffee. Was here for truth. Finally. Completely. However painful. I said. You knew. The whole time. You and Kris, this was planned. The threesome. The video, the blackmail, all of it. You were part of it. Leah didn't deny it. Didn't act shocked. Didn't try to lie, just shrugged. Yeah. I knew. Just like that. Yeah. I knew, like admitting she knew the weather forecast, like confirming an appointment. Like nothing. Like destroying me financially and emotionally was just business. Normal business. Standard procedure. I said. Why? Why would you do this? I thought we had something. I thought this was real. She lit a cigarette. Took a drag. The smoke drifting between us. Mike, you're a nice guy, really, but let's be honest. You're 49. Overweight. Not rich. Not special. Why would I be with you? For love? For romance? Come on, you knew, deep down. You knew this wasn't real, you just didn't want to admit it. That hit. Harder than the blackmail. Harder than the money. The casual cruelty. The honest assessment. The truth. Because she was right. I had known. Somewhere deep down. I'd known beautiful 28-year-old didn't actually want middle-aged factory supervisor from Leeds. I'd just chosen not to think about it. Chosen to believe the fantasy. Chosen to enjoy it while it lasted. And now I was paying. Literally paying. How much of it was real? I asked. Any of it? She considered. The sex was fine. You're not bad, better than some, and you were nice. Generous. Easy to be with. That was real. Sort of. But the relationship, the girlfriend thing, that was work. That's what I do. That's what Kris does. We find guys like you. Guys who want to believe. Who want beautiful girlfriend. Who want adventure. Who want fantasy. We give them fantasy. Then we charge for it. The threesome was always the plan. Yeah, works every time. Give them the ultimate fantasy. Film it. Use it. Most guys pay. Some don't. Those ones. Well, their families get interesting emails, but most pay. You paid. More than most, actually. £50,000. That's good money. Split with Kris. 25 each. Not bad for one night's work. £25,000 each. My 50,000. My everything. Split between them like tips. Like commission. Like standard business revenue. Well, I'd been panicking. Borrowing. Destroying my finances. Destroying my peace. They'd been splitting the profit. Planning the next job, moving on. While I was stuck. Trapped, destroyed. I asked, did you feel anything? Any guilt? Anything? She stubbed out her cigarette. Mike, don't make this more than it was. You wanted to fuck 2 hot Filipino women. We let you. You wanted to feel special. Feel wanted, feel young. We gave you that, then we charged you for it. That's business. That's how this works. You think you're the first, you're not. You won't be the last. This is Angeles City. This is what happens here. What about the video, I asked. Do you still have it? Is it really deleted? She smiled. Not kind smile. Business smile. What do you think? My stomach dropped. You still have it? Of course we do. Insurance, in case you get stupid, in case you go to police, in case you decide to make noise. We have video. We have leverage. We'll always have leverage. That's the whole point, I said. I could go to police now, tell them everything, show them the messages, the payments, the blackmail. That's a crime. Actual crime. She laughed. Go ahead. What will you tell them? That you willingly had threesome, that you willingly let yourself be filmed, that you willingly paid money to keep video private. Where's the crime? You chose everything, every step. We just facilitated. And good luck explaining to police why you were having threesome with bar girls. Good luck explaining to your daughter when this becomes public record. Good luck with any of it. You won't go to police. You won't do anything. You'll just move on, lick your wounds, learn your lesson, and hopefully be smarter next time. She was right. I wouldn't go to police. Couldn't. The embarrassment, the exposure, the explanation. Easier to just absorb this, swallow this, accept this, move on, somehow. Is anything you told me true? I asked. Anything at all? She thought about it. My name's not actually Leah, and Kris isn't really from Manila. But other than that, yeah, most of it was true. I do work in Angeles. This is my work, you are my work, and I'm good at my work. Obviously, £50,000 proves that. I left. What else could I do? Sit there and listen to her explain how easy I was to manipulate, how obvious my desperation was, how predictable my responses were? No. I left, walked back to my condo. The empty condo I could barely afford. The condo that smelled like failure, like stupidity, like the biggest mistake of my life still lingering in the air months later. I'm still in Angeles, can't afford to leave, can't afford to go anywhere. Stuck here with my shame, my debt, my destroyed finances, my constant fear that Chloe will somehow find out, that someone will send her the video anyway, that this nightmare isn't over, will never be over, because they have the video. We'll always have the video. We'll always have leverage. We'll always have the power to destroy what's left of my dignity, my relationship with my daughter, my life. I see Leah occasionally, around town. She ignores me now. No more money to extract. No more use for me. Just another mark. Another job completed. Another £25,000 in her account. Moved on. Next victim. Next lonely, desperate, middle-aged foreign man who wants to believe beautiful young woman actually wants him. Next fantasy. Next threesome. Next film. Next blackmail. Next £50,000. Rinse. Repeat. Simple business model. Apparently very profitable. Kris I haven't seen, probably back in Manila, or wherever she's actually from. Or on to the next job. Next Angeles City mark. Next victim. Next fantasy turned nightmare. Chloe doesn't know, far as I know. She still messages me occasionally, still calls me dad, still thinks I'm just her divorced father who moved to Philippines for retirement. For sun, for cheap living. She doesn't know about the threesome, the video, the blackmail, the £50,000 I paid to keep her from knowing. She doesn't know any of it, and if I'm lucky, if they keep their word, even though they've proved words mean nothing, if I'm lucky, she never will. But I live with it. Every day. The knowledge, the shame, the fear, the cost. £71,000 total. That's what I paid. 50 to Kris, 21 to Leah. During the months we were together. Supporting her. Helping her. Thinking she was my girlfriend. Thinking we had something. Thinking I'd found something real. £71,000 for one night. One fantasy. One massive mistake. One proof that I'm exactly what Leah said I was. Desperate. Predictable. Easy. A mark. Nothing special. Just another lonely foreign man willing to believe beautiful woman wants him. Willing to pay for the fantasy. Willing to pay even more to keep the fantasy from becoming public knowledge. I destroyed myself. Not Leah. Not Kris. Me. I made every choice. Believed every lie. Ignored every warning sign. Paid every demand. All of it. my choices, my mistakes, my destruction. They just provided the opportunity. I did the rest. I paid £71,000 because I couldn't control myself for one night, and that night became 8 months of paying to keep my daughter from seeing what I'd done. This is my expat stories. Stay safe out there.